Stacy with Stacy's Ritzy DP Crafts. How is everyone doing today? I've recorded twice, or this is the second time, so hopefully this one will go out. Um, Sorry I haven't gotten anything recent to you, but I've kind of shut down during my return from Australia. But I'm here and I'm doing okay. I just kind of haven't been in social media all that much, but I'm welcome. If you're new here, I see I've got a few more subscribers since I've returned, and I really appreciate you guys subscribing and for everyone else returning to listen to my nonsense. So, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And for everyone that has supported my art and my art journey, I really appreciate that as well. You guys are all amazing, and mm, 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 mm. So, how is everybody doing today? My name is Stacy, and this is Stacy's Ritzy DB Crafts. I'm also known as Stacy Deal Arts in the art world, and yeah, lots of stuff has been happening. I don't know where to start. I'm just kind of like overwhelmed right now. Um, but this is a whip and chat, so I'm going to talk and keep you company while you work on something. I am working on, what am I working on? The Pumpkin Herder from Cheryl Baker. This is a Diamond Art Club one that I started last year for the Drills and Chills and the following event that's going on. And I just wanted to make sure that I finished it. So before we get into it, I just kind of want to go over stuff that I'm using because I do believe in giving the small shops a shout out during these as well as unboxings. But I am using my TJ Custom Pens by TJ Pens. I've got my fall one. I call my fall one right here. I absolutely love it. And then I've got the Flower Girl one too. So I love that as well. And that actually has my nail polish or paint stuck to it. Anyway, so yeah, my placers are super, super messy, but that's okay. I don't mind as long as they still work. I am also using in my single placers, I use Jenny Uncrafted Crafter, O Snap Dots, the scented glue dots, and right now I'm using Unicorn Farts. Mine are cut in half because I shared them with somebody. So that way I get a couple of my own as well because I don't use so much. So I bought one as a gift and I just cut it in half and we shared them, which was awesome. I'm also using in my multi-placer my own putty. This one happens to be a lavender I made last year and it still smells really good. Don't mind it being messy like that. So I'm using that, and then I am using the Switch Traveler, which is from Firefly. I love their trays. Oh my god, this one is amazing. I kind of lost the pieces there, but that was supposed to have a funnel, and it's somewhere. I think I misplaced it or left it in Australia when I was visiting. Um, but it has a big one, it has a small one, and then it has two tiny ones, which I absolutely love if you are traveling or work on special drills. See, it has each of these has a little trash thing, with the exception of the minis. All the bigger ones have a little trash thing and a big one, and everything just fits directly in, and it's got a place to put your pen. So if you want to put your pen up so it doesn't roll. So I just wanted to do that. This is awesome. I'm hoping that they come out with another special tray that I'm highly, highly wanting. So I'm just waiting to see how that works out. Okay, hold on a second. These go here. It's like a puzzle, isn't it? You guys, have you ordered from Firefly yet? Do you have one of their trays? How do you like their trays? The special thing with their trays is that um, all of them have the pop out funnels, which I love because I'm always losing these little plastic things. Like, I constantly lose them. So I love the fact that these are built in. And if you don't want to, very easy. All of them have it like that, and then this just closes up. And you can take it with you. And if your drills are flat enough or you don't have as many drills in there, you can actually store your drills in there too. So if it's like this, then the things can sit on top and the drills can stay in there. But see, they all have the little thing, and then you just pour it out. And I find it so easy to pour. If you are worried about the drills falling out because it's over full, just put the cover on. You can just hold it like that, and there you go. dip your drills out. You don't have to, whoops, where are you? Put it on, like so or whatever. Just hold it on there, and then you can pour the drills out, and you never have to worry about them falling and making a mess on your painting. So I thought I'd show you that. Um, Meanwhile, some of mine popped out. And then what else? I just have these I got from Amazon, which I love because they hold so much in them. I think they hold a full bag of Diamond Art Club bags, which are great. So yeah, so that's pretty much what I am using. I do have my Retro Cult Classic cover sheet just because I was tired of dealing with the plastic. And I've got this part to do right here and then another section over, and then I'll be done with this painting, and then hopefully I'll have my next painting lined up for drills and shoes and Halloween. And I'm not sure what I'm going to be working on, so we'll have to see. But how is everyone doing? I know that we're getting into fall. We've got some, right now it's hurricane season for us here. I'm in eastern North Carolina, and we just went through a really bad one last night. The wind, it's the first one that I actually stuck around for, and the wind was actually howling, which was not what I've ever been used to. I think about 4 years ago, 3 years ago, we had to actually evacuate due to flooding, and that was actually a hurricane. We had a hurricane warning coming through, so it was my first time around one, and luckily it was just a lot of rain. Nothing got damaged in that one. This one was the same for us. It's just a lot of rain. The wind howling, like I said, was like completely different for me. We do get a lot of wind, but not when you actually hear it howling. So it was a little scary because it was at night. Nothing, we didn't lose electricity or anything like that, which is good. I did have some branches from our palm trees in the backyard that fell, but I think they were dead branches, and they were a good size. Luckily, they weren't anywhere near the house, which I'm happy about. Um, and I think that's about it. It's just really windy and it's rainy today. I've got to go to Costco or Sam's Club. Actually, we don't have a Costco here, and get some more milk and protein stuff. So we'll hightail it and see what the roads are like. Um, Oops, that one is not wanting to go where I need it to go. So let's start all over. Um, so yeah, so Jackie had a home day where they had remote learning, and oh my god, she actually did pretty good. With her, she stares because of her ADHD. She fidgets with her hair a lot, or picking at things, papers, or fingers, or toes, or whatever she fidgets with. She'll get distracted and fidget. So it did require me to redirect her a lot, and I know that frustrated her. But she had done her math for 3 hours, and apparently she wasn't doing it. I think she was just staring off into space. So once I brought her over to me to monitor her and redirect her, she got back on track with it. Math is just like the hardest thing for her. I'm not sure 100% why, because to me it's just like bim bam boom, easy, get rid of it. But we're working on being neater, and that's another thing with ADHD, is being neat when we do our work and taking the time to write properly. And her handwriting is horrendous, like horrendous. And I'm not sure how that's going to get addressed with the teachers, but I do try and get her to rewrite things when I notice it. But we have a 504 meeting coming up next, I think it's next month, and that's something I'm going to have to speak with them about and just say, look, she's, when you think faster than you can write, then the writing gets sloppy. And I did talk to the therapist. Again, that is something with ADHD that they really have to focus on. I'm just, I'm not sure how that's going to go over in school, but we'll see what happens. I don't know if I need to get her into penmanship, working more on her penmanship, or if that's going to frustrate her more, because then she doesn't like having to physically write. She'll type everything and whatnot. But what can you do? As long as the teachers are okay, then I'm okay. And I've got to start de-stressing myself and making sure that she's taking responsibility for her stuff. It's just when I know she can do something and she's not, then it my anxiety goes up, you know. Um, with her schoolwork, she wasn't turning things in. It was showing up outstanding or late, and that just really, really bothers me because there shouldn't be any reason why she's not physically turning it in. But again, I have to let her make her own decisions and get the grades that she gets, even though I know she can do better. I just hate that, because it is discouraging when you're not getting the grades that you know you can get or that you want. Um, yeah, so it's just something that I'm going to have to come to terms with, and I can't always be there for her, backing her up, but I can make sure she's doing what she needs to be doing. So that's where I'm going to go with it. And then I just let her teachers know, hey, she did this or she didn't do this, and it's at school, or she left it at school to turn in on paper instead of digitally. I don't know. It's just going to be a change that I'm going to have to deal with. But for the most part, she's doing really good. I think she got a C plus in her math grade so far, so that's really good. I want it to be at a B, but I'm okay with it. She's just going to have to practice and get more familiar with things and take her time and show her work. So she doesn't even yet know how to or can manage numbering her paper in order. You know how we have to do show number one and neatly show the problems and show them in a little box or something so we know that that work belongs to that problem. So she's still a little bit over the place. She is kind of getting a little bit better, but it's still, to me, could be neater. But I know she'll pick that up in time and with practice. And yeah, anywho. So that's that. She has been getting bullied in school, and apparently there's been some very inappropriate discussions that are occurring that she doesn't even want to tell me, but she does tell the counselor. I'm not 100% worried because she does recognize it and she doesn't have any issues talking to the counselor about it. But she will stand up for herself and she will defend herself if needed, um, which I guess she did. She apparently a kid was threatening her or touching her, not in a in a that type of way, but in a kind of like egging her on type of a way, I guess, to try and start a fight. So she totally checked him. She like acted like she was gonna punch him, but didn't really. Like you know how you do that jolt, like that type of jolt to act like you're gonna do it, but you don't really do it. And so he cowered away when she did that because she does know karate. So um, he did cower away, and she goes, "What? You scared now?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm kind of scared of you now." So like I'm kind of happy about that, but she was like, I wasn't going to punch him, Mom. I promise I wasn't going to punch him. I said, Jackie, if anybody puts your hands on you in a forceful way, I said, you know karate. You know how to defend yourself without hurting somebody. So that's what you need to do. Put your hand up and defend yourself. You know how to block things. So just act like you're blocking it. But I'm glad that she did that because that shows that she's not afraid, and I'm proud of her. I said, just, she is still going to talk to the counselor about it. I said, but you need to let her know what your actions were as well and what you did in retaliation. She goes, oh no, I will. I understand. I'm like, okay. So, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Showing you can stand up for yourself is definitely a way to hinder other things from happening. She was getting bullied also by a friend of hers, so-called friend, who was in her karate class as well. And this has been going on for 2 years or so. Apparently, I didn't realize this, but the elementary school she was in did absolutely nothing about it because there was nothing in the charts about them addressing anything with the kids or what have you, or at least it wasn't documented. So I'm not happy about that. And I think the parents were horrified at what was happening, that they've never been informed of it. So the school says, yeah, if you see them, just, play nice because they had no idea what was happening and, just, say hi to them or something. I'm just like, okay, no. Because I never talked to his father to begin with. Um, so it's like, why should I start now? And I did tell them, I said that's one of the reasons why we pulled her out of karate was to avoid that situation. So, I do want her to go back in karate, but right now I have her enrolled in a multimedia art class, which is great. She's doing really well in it, and I think the art teacher who she did pottery with before said that that was the perfect class for her. So I'm glad that we got that set up, and that's taking place at karate right now. I think she's got too much going on for karate, so if we go back to karate, it's going to be during school breaks. Um, and besides, they're not even doing belts anymore, and they're not even doing the katas anymore, which is they're just doing the tournament, the fighting, and it's turning more into an MMA style fighting, which I really don't want her. I wanted her to do more of the katas, um, but that's where they're going right now. So yeah, and there's no adult class anymore, which is where I was. They're not doing weapons anymore, and so there's no point in me going back. And when I was doing my boxing workouts, I don't know if you guys knew, but I was doing sparring workouts to try and get some exercise. The coach barely showed up for them, and while I understand it was a lot of weight training as well, we maybe spent 5 minutes on boxing or sparring, maybe 10 at the most. So yeah, it wasn't really what I was expecting, so I stopped doing that. Am I going to go back into working out? I want to, but right now I'm not emotionally there. um, I think I just want to get out and walk right now. um, do little 10-minute walks, even though I should be walking for like at least a half hour. If I can do at least little 10-minute walks and get back into it, that would be good and help. Um, I haven't gained weight, I've just stayed at the weight that I've been at, so it's all good. Do I want to lose more? Yes, I do. But I've got to put in the effort to do that. And right now, I'm okay where I'm at as long as I don't gain. If I start gaining, then I'm going to be very unhappy. I do need to go back into my portion control. Not that I'm overeating, but I haven't been weighing my food. So instead of like 6 ounces of food, I think I'm eating like 8 ounces of food. So I just need to go back and start weighing stuff. Um, House hunting, I've never heard back from the company in terms of giving me a quote for my trade in for this house, so I have to go back to them and see. I don't think they thought I was like 100% serious, but I do need to do a lot of clearing out of weeds and debris and bushes before they can even take this house. And then I have to find a place to live for the month, put up my dog for a month because probably won't do well in a condo or townhome that's not gated in. Yeah, it's just a whole hot mess right now. And then I have no idea what my sister's going to be doing in terms of trying to give me money for the houses either. So I do need to follow up with her on that to make sure she's still going to honor that each month, um, because that could be a good down payment that I have for the house as well. And I was going to try and buy it outright, but I think I'm just going to try and come up with at least half of it as a down payment. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Um, what else is going on? I've got to get stuff mailed out. I'm such a procrastinator when it comes like that, and I do need to make something for someone in terms of my Ritz Blitz. So I've got to. I was thinking of doing a mass order for stuff, but seeing how long it takes me to make something, I might just go pick it up locally. I don't mind paying a little bit extra. It is for a gift, so I'm okay with that. So I've got to get that going and make another Ritz Blitz for somebody. Figure out how to seal the wood properly and go from there. And then with my regular art, I am trying to finish up my retro images. I was going to start working on um, a specific idea, which you guys all know is my heart and soul of the retro event, but I have gotten a little discouraged because somebody else came out with the theme or the ideas. They've been doing the idea for a while for the movie I was thinking of, and they just came out with a really cool piece that was exactly what I was looking for. So since they came out with it, it kind of discouraged me from doing more. But I do have a piece that I'm going to bring out. It's of the main character, but it's a kick-ass version of her. So I think I'm just going to put my 2 cents forward to do that. And I want to get the little people involved, so I may do something with the little people. And I'm saying little people because I don't want to give it away on what the images actually are going to be, because I think I said something out loud on my WIP and chat at one point, and found out with one of my retro images I was working on and said I was going to be working on and really wanted to do. Another artist actually put something out instead. So I'm still going to release mine, but if other, I'm going to say this very sensitively, but if be wary if you do art or have ideas not to share it on social media, because there are other artists or creators that aren't ethical in their decisions and will take those ideas and go with it. So just be careful what you share. It's no one in my immediate group, so um, if you're worried that this is about you, it's not. Um, this is outside of our group that this happened. Um, yeah, so I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but it was just very, very coincidental that out of all the pieces I was working on, or out of all the different types of people that could have been done, that they chose this specific person. So, yeah, but I'm going to go ahead and release mine. Mine is going to be available on Rose Profit Creations, and I'm going to get a video of all the stuff and put it up in the retro event folder so you guys can see what's going to be releasing this coming month in October. So that way you can get it ordered. It does take, we are quoting about 12 to 14 weeks for it to be received in your hands. So if you do order anything for the retro event, just make sure that in the comments for Rose Profit that you, or with any of the other places that my art might be, if it is for an event, just make sure that you let them know that it's for an event and what event it is, so they know they can keep an eye on it for you. That's just my recommendation when you order from the small companies. Um, I know China's going to be closing in from January to February, I think it is. So if you are ordering from small companies, just make sure that you do allow enough time to order. And this is with any small company. I don't care how long they say that their shipping is. Um, if it's not being made in the US, then good luck, because China closes down from January to February. So just keep that in mind when you guys go to order your paintings. But if it's a company that has stock on hand, then you should be fine. Let's see. So yeah, so I am working on art pieces. I'm actually doing an art class right now with Rose as my mentor. She's teaching us how to use the full aspects of Photoshop from start to finish, with sketching and then painting in, kind of what she does with her images right now. So I'm really excited. I had a super ball out moment, and bawling I mean crying, because my anxiety, when I have my anxiety levels go up, I tend to cry. Just because I think crying does de-stress. So if you do go through anxiety, have a good cry, because that'll relieve a lot from you, and then you can like breathe and start fresh again. But yeah, I melted down, like completely melted down. And it's just, I get very frustrated when I can't figure something out. And should I have gone to YouTube and looked for how to do something in YouTube? Yeah, I should have, but I was so wrapped in the mess I had already started, that I wasn't functioning. So Rose knows me, and luckily she's like, look, girl, just breathe. What's going on? I didn't even want to talk at that point. And it had nothing to do with her. It was just my anxiety levels, um, and not knowing the program, and her not being on the tablet and not knowing how to do something on the tablet. It just needed to take time and YouTube something, like where things were on my tablet compared to where it was on the program. So yeah, I had a little faltering, but everything's good now. We got through it, um, and I ended up doing okay. Right now we're doing sketching, and with sketching, it's just like on the iPad when you're sketching stuff, it's just like everything is so smooth. So it's like even though she says, "Oh, you gotta sketch," I'm just like, but everything's smooth, you know, like. So yeah, so gonna be working on the sketching aspect of things because normally, I can do lines pretty straight on and circles pretty good on the iPad, but you got to do the little short strokes to get used to it and to get more exact with what you're working on. But it's hard because like there's a delay in my pen and I can kind of follow the lines the way I go and then I erase them. And I guess you don't erase stuff when you sketch, and I think that's where I went wrong, is that I should have just left the lines where they were and not erased them. But it's just all a learning process. So I think that's where my hindrance was. I shouldn't have erased. I should have just kept the lines where they were. But I do that because it frustrates me that it doesn't look good. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Just something I got to get used to. But it's okay. It's a learning process and we push through it. I was kind of thinking about doing a Photoshop tutorial. Um, Oops, there goes my light. But they're so long and they go so quick on them. Like, I need something that Rose is teaching. Like, okay, here's what you need to do. You need to pick up the image, you need to click on this, you need to click on that, and then you can start. You need to use this pen. Here's where you go for the, I need all that because I need to learn the tools. And I think once I learn the tools, it'll be easier because then I can locate everything. And then here's what you need to do to go back and forth between your layers. And here's how you make sure you stay on your layers, because one of the other issues I have is that I'm not on the right layer when I'm doing stuff and it just messes everything up. And that is an issue when I do Procreate as well. So that's not just Photoshop, but that's Procreate as well. And it's just the practice of going back and forth and making sure you're on the right layer. So I just have to be a little bit more focused in that. But yeah, so it's all a learning process and I love it because it's something new and I'm making connection with other artists now, which I never thought I would. Like I always thought artists were like big deals and they are. Well, they are. I just never thought I'd be up in that category. When I post the stuff that I have done or that's available for licensing, I've got other artists liking it and like not just one or two, but like frequently, like checking it out. And so I really, really do appreciate that. If you guys haven't um, checked her out, check out Hannah Lipsky. She's on Instagram under Hannah's Iterations. She is amazing and one of a close friend of mine. And her and we've been talking through processes together as well, as I do with Rose. And such a wonderful, wonderful, approachable person, and I love her. Um, just, I can go on my art journey with her while Rose is asleep because she's on US time and Rose is on Australia time. So it's like now I can hang out with her sometimes and do art, and then I can hang out with Rose. And then, who else? Who else? Who else? Let me see who else. The other is Fairy Girl underscore DP. So thank you for all the love that you've been giving on my videos or on my images. I really, really appreciate it. In the YouTube world, just to give some shout outs, there's Wanda's Work Basket. Her She's got some really cool videos on there, some how to's, and just check her out. She's got a lot of unboxings and how to bling up your projects And I think she does planners as well, so you can check her out as well. And then in the art world, I do art with, I think it's art with Flo. She's somebody that I do a lot of my tutorials with. And then there's Bardo Brush, which is really good as well. I love those two. And Sayakula, I believe. I've done some of her tutorials as well. So just want to thank everybody for putting stuff out there and making yourself available and showing the love to everyone. Really, feedback, likes, comments, anything you guys put in there when artwork goes up from any artist at all, it definitely motivates us to want to do more, gives us ideas on what brings enjoyment. My art, I do it for fun because I know it brings enjoyment to a lot of people, and even if it doesn't sell to everybody, don't mind this mess over here. This is actually from my headphones that got stuck to my canvas when I laid them down on my break. But we'll just diamond paint over there and glue it or something. I don't know. I haven't decided, so if that's bothering you, my apologies. But anyway, yeah, so when we post stuff, and it's really nice to hear if something inspires you, or if you get touched by it in terms of emotionally, it has an emotional connection, because that means we've done it as an artist. And if it brings us an emotional connection and not you, then that's good as well. But just to know that it actually makes someone feel good or happy or cheerful, or even brings an emotion that they're not used to, that they needed to deal with, that's good as well. Art brings different emotions to different people, and sometimes on a mental health journey, you need to bring those emotions to light to deal with them, because you might not know that they're in the background. So, um, yeah. But I just want to give shout outs to everybody. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I will put their links below if you guys want to check them out. That'll be linked below as well. I'll give them some shout outs through there. Um, I did the Whip and Chat initially on my Dopey, because I was doing that with the Disney with Friends event. So I'll show that to you guys because I did finish it. And he is so adorable. I think I'm missing like a couple drills, but that's okay. So let me go ahead and flip this around so you guys can see it. He is so cute. And no, it is not licensed, so please don't come at me. It was just a quick little project I did. But that's dopey. So a lot of white. It was a lot of color blocking, but it was so fun. And I can't remember where I got the image from. But it's got 18 different colors. There's no ABs, although ABs would have gone. I just did this as a quick thing. I hope someone does. Oh, there's the thing you can see. And I think I got it either off Amazon or Temu. And like you can see, some of the stuff is shifted, so it's just a cheap painting. If you guys do these cheap paintings, then just make sure you seal them so the drills don't pop off or shift, because that's like a huge frustration for me, is when they start doing that. And I'm talking like a frog because the weather is changing, and I don't mean to be, but my voice tends to start talking like a frog from time to time. So what do you guys think of all the new art companies that are coming out, like the small business art companies? There's been so many of them that are just popping up. I'm just wondering if you guys have a favorite of yours that you like, or that you found is really, really good. Um, Let me know, because I'm always interested in looking around for other companies as well. I like to try and support small businesses. I've been kind of on a little bit of a no buy, because I'm trying to save it where I can buy my own paintings, because I do want to get my art, especially for the Retro Cult Classic. I need to put in an order for that to make sure I get it on time. And I just don't know what to choose. So, yeah, if you guys aren't in the Retro Cult Classic event and you want to participate, it's in February 2023 or 2024, because yeah, 2023 is kind of gone. So we do it every February, for my birthday. And it is anything, oh, I think that's actually one of the colors I needed. Um, Anything Retro Cult Classic. So retro, anything prior to Y2K. Images, themes of, styles and whatnot, color themes, all that type of stuff. Um, Classic is classic movies, classic books, classic characters. Historical, not necessarily so much unless it's in like a classical book. Classical art, classical artist, um, jazz artists from way back, those type of things. I thought I had another Y somewhere. I might be looking. Yep, there it is, right there. Let's just. Ugh, where did that one just pop down? You actually go there. I just had a Y color. I lost it. Hmm. All right, I'll have to put it back later. But yeah, and if it doesn't look exactly like what it's supposed to look like, then just, you can always just let us know what part of the event it qualifies for. Um, Classic characters, classic, I don't know, historical figures, I guess, will work as well. So, I guess things in history could work because I don't know. It just depends on what the use of the historical person is or what the style of the art is. Why is that not picking up? But that's every February. There are cult stuff, Harry Potter, the Warner Brother art, for the superheroes. All of that can be considered cult, I guess, cult retro. Um, so those will qualify. Horror characters will classify, the cult characters like Freddy and um, Jason, those type of characters, the Scream image, because I think that was Y2K or prior Y2K. I don't know, but it's a cult. Scream is a cult movie. What I consider a cult movie. All the Jaws. I'm trying to come up with a Jaws character. So, yeah. But all of that type of stuff will work. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to post it or message Christopher. It's Christopher, me, and Brandy, who is Mystery of Diamonds. So she's also our co-host as well. We do have the event Facebook page that you can post things in if you have questions. We'll probably open that up, I think, in December. But if you have questions or concerns, it's an open page, so you can always post it there. And I'm going to start posting artwork that's going to be available as like a pre-release for Rose's Home of Rose Profit Creations because she is one of our sponsors. We've got some other sponsors lined up as well. So I think in another month or so I'll start opening that up because I want to get that announcement out before Thanksgiving so you guys can go Black Friday shopping. But if you are going to be ordering images, just like I said, make sure you order them, I would say within 14 weeks, just to make sure that there's no issues, you get it in time, there's no delays overseas if you're ordering it from a small shop. Yeah, so I'm going to be getting my artwork out for all that next month. And then I'm trying to see what else is coming up. I'm not sure. What am I going to be working on? I've got a new style of art that I'm going to be working on. You've probably seen some of it coming out. We are doing, we're having a voting thing on Home of Rose Profit Creations. So that link will be below. If you guys want to join in, you're more than welcome to. It's called Guess the Artist. Choose your piece that you like, and then you can guess the artist on both of them if you want to guess on both of them. But it's kind of just like fun to see what you guys are thinking of the artwork, who you think the artist is. If you know the artists, you can guess which artist did what work. It's not like a competition, but it's just something fun. And that way we also get to see what you guys like and what your styles that you like are. So if you haven't already joined, join on there. I'm also live on Home of Rose Profit Creations on the YouTube page, so you can catch me there live. It's every Tuesday. Right now it's from 8 to 10, but once daylight savings hits in the US, it'll go from 7 to 9. Um, so you can join us there. It's a lot of fun. You get a lot of art update. And you just get to meet artists. You get to meet me and Rose, and you can hang out with us. And it's a very, very nice family. And we can generally chat. We, have fun. We talk about stuff. We support people and events and just the diamond painting community. Um, a lot of mental health, autism related content as well. And sometimes there'll be deep topics. There'll be disclaimers if that's happening, and then also regular topics as well. So there's a Doctor Who community event that's going to be going on that Rose is doing along with two other of her hosts. She's got a lot of art that she's got going up for that. So be on the lookout if you're a Doctor Who fan. I personally am not, so I haven't done any Doctor Who art just because yeah. But Rose has a lot of good art that's out there. And I think there's some from one or two of the other artists as well. Possibly, don't quote me on that. I haven't checked and seen what the other artists are doing for it. But I think Rose has a bunch that she's coming out, and her Little E's, Doctor Who Little E's are really, really cute as well. So definitely go check her out. And as far as me, just stay up. I do have a business page. It's Stacy Deal Arts. Please, please, please subscribe because that's where all my art gets posted. And you can keep on top. I'm thinking, what do you guys think if I do let me see. What do you guys think if I did a Patreon account, and that way I can share all my art prior to it being put out on social media? Would you guys be interested in something like that? We as artists, we have to pay for all of our software that we use, our subscriptions for the software and everything. And, it's not a huge payment in diamond painting world. So a lot of times we only get paid when things sell. And that's just to go back into more art. But would you guys be interested in a Patreon where I would release stuff that I'm working on prior to it being worked on, or prior to it going out, or any like art stuff I'm doing? You guys can get sneaky peeks on those. Would you guys be interested? Let me know if you are interested in me setting up a Patreon. It's not going to be a lot, trust me. It'll, you know, just be something to start and to help out with. But I kind of want to do sneak peeks, but I don't want to put it all out there. Do you know what I mean? And this way, if you do own a small business and you're interested in art, like if you're a Patreon, then you can choose the art before it actually goes out for license, to be put out there for licensing. And then you can get it first. Would you guys be interested in stuff like that? Let me know. If you could put a comment below. Yes, you can just say like yes to pre-releases or yes to seeing it before social media. That would be great. That way I kind of have an idea of what I like to do. I'll probably also put a survey out on my social media as well, see what you guys think. I would love that opportunity to show you guys. That way you can see and you can kind of plan, and that way I can know what I need to, if there's stuff that's of interest, I know what to release right away versus what to hold on to. And I think that would be really, really cool. It would help me as an artist as well. So let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in. Yeah. So anyway, I think I am going. Oh, I was going to say that, yeah, these are for my Retro Cult Classic last year. We had those made up. Um, I'm trying to find somebody to do these as well. If you know of anybody that does these, because I want to give another company, I like to try and switch it out with companies sometimes. If you know another company that does cover sheets that are pre-printed or can be pre-printed with artwork on it, let me know. I'd be interested in finding out, because then I can see if they want to be included as part of the small business and help promote them and get something for the Retro Cult Classic this coming 2024, I would be interested to help promote a small business. So let me know if you guys have any suggestions or know of anyone that does that. I would really, really, really appreciate it. And we will see what companies we have that would like to be involved in sponsoring or helping to sponsor the Retro Cult Classic. So if you have a small business, message me privately or message Christopher or Brandy privately, and we will see about that and help promote you as well. So, anywho, I'm going to call it a day from here. I don't know how much I got. Oh, I did want to say that I know a lot of people have done the pumpkin harvester, and as you'll see, my tree is a different shade. My tree's a maroon or burgundy shade because I mixed up my drills. I mixed up, I guess, my brown and my red. So on my images where it should be brown, it's actually red. So I don't want to hear about it. I don't mind it. I've got enough drills to cover both of them, and I'm good. I'm good with it looking like this. So I just wanted to say that yours is going to look a little different than mine. But anyway, I'm going to call it. I love you guys. Stay true to yourself. Be kind. Be smart. Be wise. Thank you all for hanging out. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below, and there will be a bell that goes off. Ding ding. Lets you be alerted on any time I do new updates and new videos. I will try and get some unboxings as soon as I start getting some diamond paintings back. I have 2 on order. I'm expecting of mine personally. And then I'm trying to see, I think I have a 3rd one coming as well from another company. So I've got 2 coming from Rose Profit Creations. Hopefully we'll get here in another week or 2. And then I've got one coming from Touch the Soul Arts, which is another company that I've licensed some Halloween images with. So go check them out. They should have a folder with my art in it. It is a Facebook company right now. And to do those orders, I think you have to message her. So I know that they are trying to get a website going. But if you haven't checked those out, check them out because there's a lot of really, really cute images of mine on there as well. And I'll put the link to my folder. And yeah, so maybe you'll see me on more in the future. But I've got 2 companies I work with right now. So yay! Anyway, I love you guys. Comment below on what you thought of the video and other things. And I love you all. If I can get to 500 subscribers, I will do a 500 subscriber giveaway. So I'm really hoping that's my goal to try. I mean, not that I'm worried about numbers, but it's a goal I'm trying to get to for the retro event for next year. So yeah, and who knows what that giveaway will be. Maybe it'll be some art. Who knows? But anyway, love you guys. Stay true to yourself. Be kind, be smart, be wise, and always remember to love yourself. You have an awesome day, and toodaloo. Bye.